Welcome to another garden walk with Hag. A big shout out and a thank you to NFG for the wonderful signs that actually match the truck. And they're magnetic, so we can take them off if we so choose. What I wanted to show you guys here are the roses. Look what's coming in. Look at this, they're all starting to open. Look at that color. It's almost a fuchsia. They're absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Right now I have Metallica blasting into my ears, so if I talk a little loud, I apologize. Look at that, they're way up in the trees too. The one up there is a little more, it's a darker red. These over here are more of a pink. This one is actually like a red. There we go. Then we come back down the tree and we get down into the light pinks, and look at that. Look at these. There we go. Look at that. And they get like, oh, I don't know, I'm just going to say probably 6 to 8 hours of sun over here from the time the sun comes up. And that's about what roses need. It's about 6 to 8 hours a day of decent sun. I like morning sun. Morning sun is a little less harsh. Oh, and look at that. Well, we got yellow iris. I started to clear out some of the weeds here, but I'm using them. I'm feeding them to the goats, so I'm very carefully cutting around things. There's a really neat, these are really yellow irises. And they only last a couple of days, as you can see. This was the first one ever to bloom, if you remember, from the other video. And it's about faded now. But there are several more on that stalk. And then I'm going to zoom in up here and see if I can give you guys a preview of some of the buds on this. There you go, you can almost see it. The buds on that one, the blooms will be huge. They're peach colored. I think it's a Griffith buck. I just don't remember the name of it. But it's absolutely wonderful. And I'm also clipping out the yard too, if you notice. I've got some of it clipped and I'm wheelbarrowing it out to feed the goats. Might as well not waste it, right? Waste not, want not. And pretty soon this rose here will bloom, hopefully. And we won't have to worry about that. That will come down out of the trees up there. And it will look lovely. And I guess we'll walk around and see how the peonies are doing, since the roses are doing so well. This is so early though. This is May. Usually we don't see roses until June. This is like crazy. Look at that color. It's bizarre. Very pretty though. And the smell, oh, it's just wonderful. Oh yes, love it. And this is just a little conglomeration of like scrub trees here. There's a willow, there's a maple, there's a few other little tidbits here and there. But I gotta tell you, I am absolutely thrilled with these. Look at that. Now, no matter where we go, we can advertise. And this will hopefully help draw us more egg customers. Oh, excuse me. There's my wheelbarrow full of goat food. Did a little trim work. Ah, here we go. Yeah, I got to get in here and trim all this too. Peonies are starting to fade already. But if you look, I mean, look how many there are. Or were. And I would cut some and bring them in, but they're notorious for collecting ants. I don't know what the deal is with that, but they collect ants. And if I opened up that van right now, you would not believe it. My daughter came down for the weekend with her better half and her child, my grandson, Mr. Thor, and she actually, Birdie P actually braved that van. And I don't think I'm going to say anything right now, but we have some news regarding that, and I'll just let Rode tell you, I guess. There's some of those purple flowers. I like to call them phlox, but I don't think that's what they really are. It's some kind of a perennial. It's a beautiful, beautiful flower. These should be coming in soon. Look at all the buds on these. Look at that. Those are solid, those are just solid little buds right there. Look at all those. And this is, like I say, just a white single. It's a native. And it should turn out to be, the smell is, I mean, they're pretty, yes, but the smell is what really grabs you. So, sometimes as we walk along here, we see flowers. There should be some platycodon coming in, some yarrow. We can see the perennial geranium, and it's spreading. There's a patch way back there. The vinca's on the ground. Oh, here we go. Look at this. This is already starting to bloom right here. Look at that. It's already started. And these are just, this is a native rose. Nothing special about it. Just a white single. But the smell is unbelievable. The perfume is just wicked. Very strong. Oh, it's blooming on the other side too. Let's walk up in here and see. Yeah, see, the electric company came by and just hacked off a big piece. Could have been the county too, I don't know, but it's starting to bloom a little bit over here. You can see. Okay. And it looks to me like the raspberries are, look at that, the blooms have faded. Looks like they have been, oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. See that right there? That's the beginning of a raspberry. So we have time, plenty of time, and yes, we are going to be picking them, and yes, we are going to be making jelly. There's the smoke tree, and it's getting even prettier. As time goes by, this thing gets just bigger and more beautiful. I really should cut it back a little bit. Okay, I think we're going to walk as far as the mailbox and then come back the other way. It's a little humid today, so it's going to interfere with my breathing a little bit. And all of these flowering bushes, these are like, they kind of remind me of a honeysuckle, but it's a bush. It's a shrub, so I'm not really sure that's what it is, you know? But they are nice. Okay, let's see what's going on. It's like we have, oh yeah, see, across the street they poison that around the stop sign. God, I hate when they do that. That stuff really messes with me. We're organic, 100%. And I don't like it when people around us use poison. It's very disturbing. Therese Bunet. Oh, I could smell the flowers from around the corner. Look at that. That's a beauty. And these are so big. And these are all Owen root roses. These get blasted by the wind pretty good on this side of well, they have no protection here. We got the fields out that way, the road, and no matter which way the wind comes from, they're getting hit by it, you know? Oh, here's a butte right here. Look at that. Look at that. Looks like we have some wood borer bees that are trying to get in the mailbox posting, the post. So, you know. All of our little farm friends drive around in their little golf carts or, you know, little mopeds or motorcycles or tractors or whatever they have. This is all trumpet vine growing on the ground here. And I thought I saw a pawpaw tree out here earlier. Not sure anymore. I gotta get out here and get rid of some of this. Here's another rose right there hiding behind the telephone pole. Look at that. There it is. Gotta get rid of some of these other trees here. I would like to clear this back because underneath here there is an absolutely gorgeous white Siberian iris that I want to save. Yeah, I gotta come out here with like a chainsaw or something and whack back some of these bigger trees. I had 2 hand saws that worked perfectly well and they were nice and sharp and they disappeared on me. But Dave's not here anymore, so nothing else can disappear. And you know, I wouldn't accuse anyone of doing anything like that if I didn't have specific evidence to back it up. And when we opened the van, we found a lot of evidence. A lot of evidence. I'm going to show you something now that I haven't seen in about 2 years. You're going to love it. This is the peony tree. This is what a peony tree can produce. It's not that big. And this one is several years old. Many years old, actually. But look at that. It's got like maroon down in there. Look at that. It's a yellow. It's actually a vivid yellow. You can't really tell. It looks kind of washed out underneath here. But it's a beautiful yellow. And I think is that the only bud on this? Usually they have several buds. The deer haven't gotten here this year. They haven't gotten this far yet. Oh, look. Here's one of our alliums. It's starting to fade. Those little green things are like the little seeds forming. Oh, wow, I can't believe this. I can't believe that. There's a red one up on the other, inside there that I need to get to because I need to. Oh, yeah, look at this. Here we go. This is the one. Oh, if I were to name this, and I don't know the name of it, this is another one of those budlias or whatever, but the colors on here are almost like bridal. It starts out with like pink tips on the buds, as you can see. The rest of the bud is kind of a white. They open to a white, and then they fade to a pink. I mean, look at all the buds on here. This is just going to be knockout when it's fully opened. Look at those. Big fat buds. That's what we like to see, right folks? Big fat buds, yeah. Oh, look at this. Look at this. See? There we go. You see how the tips are kind of pink edged? Just lovely. Absolutely lovely. And there's a lot of really nifty flowers on it this year. And then we have the honeysuckle, of course. And all the blackberries underneath it. Not a lot of raspberries out this way this year. But that's okay. Ooh, look at that. Look at that little butterfly. Jenny Jones, this is for you. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that unusual? That's on the seed head of a grass. I'm not really sure what kind of grass it is, but it's a very interesting bug. Whoops, I wanted to zoom in. Whoops, too much. There we go. How neat was that? What a find. I can smell the spearmint as I'm stepping through it, crushing it. You guys got to make the trek out here one year. You just have to. Some of this stuff is amazing. I don't know. I'm a nature person. I'm a country girl. This has been my whole life. I've lived out in the country. And I have enjoyed all of the perks of living in the country. People always tell me, well, yeah, but the city is so much more, you know, everything's convenient. It's right there. Yeah, but so are hundreds of thousands of people. The smell of exhaust, the sounds of, you know, transportation and all this other stuff. And it's just too much for me, man. I don't need to live on top of other people. I just don't like it. Okay, so this is one of those oniony, chivy things opening up on top. I'm not sure what the heck that is, but it is cool as hell looking, ain't it? Look at that. See how they're starting to open? Look at that. Kind of neat, huh? I'm not really sure if they have a flower at all or if that's it. But just kind of neat, man. There's more of those beautiful purple ones. Oh, Metallica's playing with an orchestra live. There's more of the purple. And there's a lot more along the road here. And again, as time passes, this will all fill in with, you'll see orange trumpets on the trumpet vines, and there will be some echinacea, or coneflower as it's also known, and other assorted flowers. Sad but true. That's what's playing in my ears right now. Thought I'd let you know. I don't want to get struck or anything, so I'm not playing it out loud. It would have been a perfect backdrop for this walk, though, I'll tell you. Now, we do have a pink or a red peony tree that lives inside this fenced area. We have double fences here, so the goats really don't venture far enough out this way that they could get out to the road. I suppose they could, but they don't. I think they're too scared to go that far. But they are eating some of it inside there, so that's good. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, look at that. There's some yarrow. And the yarrow is starting to flower. It's got buds on it anyway. Nice little patch of it. Yarrow, I think, can be used medicinally. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Do I see my peony tree in there? Okay. Somewhere in here, let's see. I'm going to have to step up and into here. Let's see, did it die? No, I see it. I see it. It's in there. It's just kind of small. It's way back in there, I think. And it doesn't look like it's producing buds this year. It's too shady in there. So, again, this is another big project that I got to get on and It's just too much for one person, you know. So, here's the spearmint right here. This is the spearmint. That's what that looks like. It's got a square stem. You can always tell your mints and your catnips and that kind of thing by the square stem. And the fact that no matter where those two leaves meet, it will root. It's crazy that way. I originally had wanted to put a different rose in this area. I wanted to plant it right behind the mailbox so that the mail lady could enjoy it. And I had this ginger colored one all picked out. And it was out of stock, wouldn't you know it, right? So we didn't get that. So I put Therese Bunet there because I thought, well, it's very hardy to zone 3. And that's pretty cold. So we're zone 5, should do fine here, and it does. Everything that you see growing rose-wise here is either native or it's grown on its own rootstock. I never get grafted roses. They require too much babying. And I'm not about to baby any plant. If it can't survive on its own out here, it can't be here. So, we have a lot of kitty trails going in and out and around. Kitty, rabbit, you know, whatever. We have a few less deer coming up this way though this year, so they're not exactly eating my my perennials, which I'm very happy about. Don't have to worry too much about that. So I don't want to film anyone if they don't want to be filmed, so you know, try to. And there's the pawpaw, there's the whole grove, and there are a lot of them. They're all the way back there. Looks like we got a whispering aspen that needs to come out of there. A few of them actually that have died. Apparently they don't do very well here. A couple of them took, and then they died off, and I don't really understand why. So we'll take the kitty the kitty path back through here, and we have to be very careful. This is all poison ivy we're stepping through. Not exactly my favorite thing, but you know, it's here, so, and I can't possibly take it all out. Let's see. Whoops, I crunched something that wasn't good. Okay. I think I crunched an iris. Okay. So we have more lily of the valley, and it just keeps coming for a little while. And we've got these wonderful, wonderful blossoms on our columbine, and they attract a lot of pollinators. Mainly hummingbirds if you have them in your garden. They like a little dappled shade. They prefer a shady. They're on the north side of this garage here. Here's one of our little trees. Here's a few mid-sized pawpaws right there. There's some smaller ones back there. Oh, here's some little seedlings. These are fresh new little seedlings right here. This is probably a year old. And then of course the bishop's weeds and I think it's called creeping Jenny. That's creeping everywhere. I can smell the lily of the valley, and it is beautiful. Look at that. And the inside of the columbine is yellow. The outside is kind of a reddish. There's a reddish tone. And I want to keep an eye on my Ornithogalum nutans. Yes, I remembered. Because we have what looks to be a lot of seed heads forming, and I want to make sure that I pick some seeds this fall or summer. so that I can plant them and see what happens with that. So, and as you can see, I mean, these are all, each one of these is a little pawpaw trees. All these little trees are pawpaws. And this is something that grows in nature, it's indigenous to the Northeast, like from, oh, I'd say the East Coast to the Midwest. And I don't know how far it gets, but, you know, beyond that. But, you know, anybody who's in Zone 5, I would say Zone 5, Zone 4, Zone 6, Zone 7, possibly even Zone 4, you might be able to grow it. You need a male and a female, or at least 2 trees within 5 miles of one another in order to get flowers, but, or, you know, and fruit. But it can be done. It can be done. I have not planted anything this year, and I'm so embarrassed. Usually I at least put some gourds in, squash. And this year I did not. Here's my my big patch of, what the heck is it? Oh, heuchera. So I got that. And then we have this beautiful, this pink shrub here. It is kind of neat. I mean, they are pretty, and it does resemble the other one, but this one is just pink. It doesn't have all that white. It's pink and light pink, and that's it. The other one is more like a bridal bouquet. It's just gorgeous. Looks like the old man is growing something here. Rhodes trying his hand. That's a daylily right there. I don't know what color it is. I'm guessing it's a Stelladoro or a, who knows. Just your average yellow or orange daylily. Most of our fancier ones have died off. They last for a while, and then, you know, that's it. So, but you have to remember that this garden, all these areas that we walk around, these were all planted with all of this and more over a decade ago. And we have some Jenny Wrens that are residing in this little box here, this little nesting box. And I am thrilled that they're in there. They are these teeny tiny, and we'll see if I can get her. See if I can bring this in to show you her. There she is. Where is she? Where'd she go? Where did she go? I disturbed her. She's unhappy. Okay, let's get out of here. I hate doing that. I don't want to disturb them. They're so pretty. She's raising a nest, and I don't want to bother her too much. So we'll get on a nice little rose here, and we will say goodbye. Thank you for joining me for another garden walk. Thank you again to NFG and everyone who had a hand in the magnetic signs for the truck. We appreciate it so very much. You have no idea. And we thank everyone who supports us in our channel, Roadhog Kennel, which is what we've always been called. Even though this is Rankin Farms, we're still Roadhog Kennel. Even though we don't do dogs anymore. Still, you know. There we go. So peace, people. And share it around, because the world needs a lot more of it. Okay? Have a good one. Thank you.